Pantry Kitchen. I'm Catherine, and today I'm going to show you 3 easy breakfast meal prep ideas that you can bring into your meal prep for the week, and these are great to keep in the fridge all week long. I'm going to show you my go-to egg bites. These I just use whatever vegetables that I have on hand, and it works out great. You just prep the veggies, pop them in your muffin tin, and then we'll pop them in the oven. And then I'm going to show you a quick coconut chia pudding. That one is super great if you're dairy free. And then I'm going to show you some freezer waffles that are perfect to pop in the toaster in the morning, and they freeze really well and they're protein packed. So let's get started. So for my egg bites, I have all my vegetables already cut up. My muffin tin is sprayed. I'm going to make 12. You can totally make how many you want if you have a larger family that you want to prep these for. They're kind of like little souffles. And then you can use regular eggs. I'm going to use egg whites, just more protein packed, and then I kind of leave, I love eggs in itself, but these are a little treat that, I don't always prep, but when I do meal prep, they're really great. So I've got just a variety of onion here, and all I do is just chop up all my vegetables really small, and then I just kind of portion it into the muffin tin. So I've got some red onion and some white onion that I'm putting in here. And again, you can customize this to whatever your kids like. It's easy to hide vegetables in here, and you can use whole eggs. So just like you would scrambled eggs, you can scramble all your eggs first and then pour them in. But this I find, I love the egg whites because this way I just kind of take the container and I just pour to fill them. But I've heard circling around, I've always just done egg white ones because that's what Mike and I like. You can just, I believe it's like an egg per cup. So you can do it like that, and then you can just whisk them all together. If you have more veggies, you might need less eggs. So you can start with, maybe 10 eggs to fill this. But this way I just use my egg whites and I just fill them up. So here next I have some leeks that I just cut up that I'm gonna use. And I went ahead and prepped this. Usually I'll just cut and then go right ahead. So some of this I might not use. I might have cut a little too much, which is okay. I'll just add that to a salad later for lunch. But then I got some celery going in. And honestly, this changes for whatever I have on hand in the fridge. So it works great if you have produce that you need to use up. Go ahead and make these for your meal prep for the weekend or all week long. And then it uses up that produce that you got to get out of your fridge. So I've got some red bell pepper. And then I've got some mushrooms. And then all I'm gonna do is season these with salt and pepper directly on there. I do just a couple turns of my fresh salt and freshly cracked ground pepper into here, and then I'll top them with the egg whites. Now we're going to pop them in a 350-degree oven for 20 minutes. Now moving into our second recipe, our coconut chia pudding. So all you're going to need is 1 can of coconut milk. I use maple syrup to sweeten it. You can use whatever you'd like, coconut sugar, agave, I would recommend maybe not honey, just because it is being chilled in the fridge, and sometimes honey kind of gets a little bit thick when you do that. But maple syrup works great, and it's a natural sweetener. Your chia seeds and a little vanilla extract. Now to top this, I like to kind of either do fresh berries, sometimes I mix it even with Greek yogurt or granola, something like that, or you can even make a berry compote on the stove and add that as well as a topping. So super easy. For my 1 can of coconut milk, make sure you shake it. I'm just going to put it in this big measuring cup. And the reason I'm doing this is so then when I portion it out into my little mason jars, or if you want to just keep it in a big container, it's easy to pour in after. So I'm gonna do, for the 1 can, so mine is a 400 milliliter can, I'm doing 5 tablespoons of chia seeds. And then really just depending on however you want it sweetened or how much you want it sweetened, you add as much as you'd like. Now because we're gonna top it with berries, I find those are sweet as well, so this doesn't need to be as sweet. So I'll probably add maybe 2 or 3 tablespoons of maple syrup. Alright, and just a splash of vanilla extract. This is a great alternative to yogurt or pudding if you are dairy-free, and it has lots of nutrients because of the chia seeds, and they're going to keep you nice and full. So if you have this for breakfast or a snack, especially for your kids, I know all the kids are at home and having to do schoolwork and things like that, so give them this as a snack and it will tide them over until dinner or their next meal. So we just stir it like that, and now the chia seeds are going to kind of bloom, I guess, in the coconut milk, and it's going to thicken it up. So right now it's not ready, but I'm going to pop it in the fridge for about 5-10 minutes. It's going to chill, the chia seeds are going to expand, and then we'll be able to top it with our berries and have it for a snack. And now on to our last meal prep breakfast idea. These are some protein waffles. If you don't already have a protein waffle mix, I'm using Kodiak cakes. I love it. It already has the protein in it, but if you don't have that, you can just make a simple waffle mix, add a scoop of, let's say, vanilla protein powder, I think would work best, or if you had an unflavored one, that one would work great too. Add that into your dry mix and then proceed as your recipe calls for, but I'm going to use Kodiak cakes. I'm making a double batch, so I'm going to do 2 cups of the mix. I added in a half cup of oats, so that would be a 1/4 cup if you were just to do a ×1 recipe. A little cinnamon, because I love cinnamon and everything, and a pinch of salt. And then I'm going to use cashew milk. You can totally use whatever milk you want, almond, oat, regular, whatever you'd like. I'm going to use cashew milk and a little bit of vanilla extract and 2 eggs. So when you look at specifically my mix, it doesn't call for any of the milk or the eggs, but I want to up the protein, so I'm going to use milk and eggs, but you can totally just use water. So I'm just going to whisk in all of these ingredients together. I've got my waffle iron heating up to temperature, and these are perfect to make ahead in, at nighttime if you want, or at the beginning of the week. You make a big batch and then you just let them come to room temperature and cool on a cooling rack, and then you pop them in a freezer bag, and they work perfectly and keep a long time in the freezer. And then in the morning, all you have to do is pop them in the toaster. So I love to make these for quick breakfast ideas, because sometimes in the morning you're either on the go, or especially if you have kids, you're trying to get them all situated and trying to get yourself to have breakfast as well. And sometimes it's a little difficult to get everybody to have breakfast. So this makes it super easy and convenient to get them some nutrients and protein as well as yourself. So I'm just going to spray that. I'm just going to use a little ladle here. easy go-to meal prep ideas for you to take and enjoy in your kitchen and make for your family. So leave me a comment down below on which one is going to be your favorite or your new go-to. Are you a sweet breakfast person or a savory breakfast person? Be sure to like this video and make sure you subscribe so you never miss a new video. Bye guys! And in the morning,